Hello, everyone. This is Gabriel, and this is the Rise Atlantis show. Had to do some last-minute lighting real quick. I noticed it looked dark. I had to adjust the light. See, what I do is I don't have the light from the ceiling fan on. I have the light that's like a lamp, but like it's not the one that goes on the table. It like has like a connected to a long pole, like a studio light, and I need to block a certain percent out to where it lights up myself, but at the same time it doesn't light up, the wall behind me. I want to have this glow effect going. I still haven't put the other light, the black light. But as you can see, it casts that effect right there in the center. So last minute lighting issues had to do real quick. So about to get the show ready and going. I feel like I'm not a good speaker, but I feel like doing this show is actually helping me become better at speaking. So, doing this show is actually, has benefits, not just trying to build up content to when I send all the money to AdWords, which is very soon, but also building up content, and getting better at speaking, So I plan to spend like around $50 starting off a couple days to maybe even $100, $200, maybe max $300. But it'll be spread out within the days and months. I really don't know how exactly I'm gonna have. Don't know exactly how I'm gonna have the exact amount yet. So with Google AdWords, I looked onto it into the website, and you could create your own ad. And it's really simple and easy. I know there's a lot of words. It's like the Matrix. You got to go digging, swimming through it all, But once you have it set up and going, it's there, Just like I said earlier on Making Money with YouTube, make sure when you sign up with Google AdWords that the exact moment you sign up to change the amount that you're willing to spend per day. Because they set you off at $5 per day, and then they give you like a $5 overcharge if your ad runs more. See, it's all based on performance. If your ad keeps running more, it'll automatically deduct. So it starts you at $5 a day, but it could go to $10 a day. And if you don't keep track, it could add up quick, So you could set it to 0.01 cent, and you could pause the campaign. Now, what that means is when you're able to unpause it, that's when it'll start going. They call your advertising a campaign, So, we got Google AdWords. It's already set up. I'm just waiting to save up a little bit more to pay for the Google AdWords, because I still need to pay $70 for my plates on my vehicle, So all these bills, they keep coming and going, Nice beat, huh? That's Kevin McLeod right there. It's a nice Latin beat. I believe the music's at a perfect volume, not too low, too loud. I believe I have a fine ear to where I can hear the exact volume level. Always need to make sure the microphone is on when I start, because they've already have it off. You still hear me, right? But I'm not sure if it's as clear because it's not from the microphone. So by having the microphone on, I feel maybe my voice is more clear, easier to understand. So best to have a microphone in your show, It makes it, not only does it make it look cooler, but it also, makes it where you can hear it better. It provides the bass and the mids to where it's not just too much treble, So I believe I got this microphone here for like what, $10, $15 a long time ago, maybe $20. A long time ago, like 7, 8 years, I'm gonna get a better microphone soon. I like to get those studio mics, the ones that look like the rectangle, solid gold, gold plated, so I'm gonna keep bettering my equipment and everything. Right now we're about to get into talking about the news stories. I just wanted to say this little just wanted to say this little topic real quick. I was gonna watch the Vikings game while I'm doing the show, like glancing left and right. But now that I saw the Vikings versus Eagles game that's going on right now, it's not looking good. Fourth quarter, 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. The Vikings had 7. The Vikings had 7. The Eagles had 38. Now, when they first started out, the Vikings were doing good. 7-0. That quickly changed. I didn't see. I was working, so I heard the what was it? It was the Patriots versus the Jaguars. Man, did you guys see or hear that game? It seemed like the Jaguars were doing good at first. They're like 2 touchdowns ahead, second quarter. I was like, oh yeah, man, for sure the Jaguars got this game. And then they just, they quickly lost, If a lot of you out there are Patriots or whoever team you like, I'm not saying one's better than the other here, basically saying, I had wished that the Vikings and the Jaguars would have made it to the Super Bowl, because I don't think they've ever been to a Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, and they've never won. So it would have been cool to see 2 underdogs win, because, we're always seeing the Eagles and the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. You hear Green Bay once in a while. Who are the other teams? I can't name them off the bat. But I'm here in Texas, man. Remember when the Cowboys, when they won like 2 years in a row? That was, I think, 96, 95. That was crazy, right? So I hope the Dallas Cowboys can never get back to that level. With Dak Prescott, they did good last year. They're doing good this year also, but I'm not sure. I think they did better last year, But, the Dallas Cowboys, man, this is my favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. And like I said, I'm not choosing sides or anything here. Sports is like, whatever your favorite team, that's cool, I'm not here to argue about sports, so I just say my favorite team because I'm here in Texas. I support my home state. I'm not sure if I were to ever move, would I switch teams? I'm not sure, So I thought about moving other places, man. Like Florida because of weather. But it rains too much there. Sure, it's nice and warm, but it rains too much. And Florida may become the next Atlantis underwater. So it's a cause for concern, in California, the cost of living is too high and it's a drought, and it's bad over there, So, here in El Paso, Texas, the cost of living isn't that high. Even in Florida, the cost of living can be high, in Washington, D.C., New York. It's expensive to live there, I don't think I'd ever want to move up north all the way because it could get too cold, I like to stay down south, but I thought of moving to Galveston or Corpus Christi, somewhere by Houston in Texas. I've thought about it a while back, but now that I see all the floods and, man, it's not good. They get a lot of hurricanes and stuff, and I don't think I want to move there after all. So I think I'm happy with El Paso. I think I'll stay here my whole life. I want to keep traveling, not just for pleasure, but for business trips, If I could go in every single city, I could meet more people, that's what can bring people into the YouTube page to bring in more money, you know, to further the cause of Rise Atlantis. So I plan on business trips later on. So, you know, Hollywood and everywhere, you know. Hey, if you're seeing this, Hollywood, holler at me. Please give me some kind of deal or something, you know. Maybe we could work out a show or something, you know. Who knows? You know, I'm open for all negotiations, you know. So if you see me out there, Hollywood, God bless you. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get into the news part. Let's see here. So now I simplified all the news. I have everything all together, all ready to go one by one. And I'll get them quick, you know. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here.
The sheriff speaking out today.
I hate those ads. You hear that? I think I can mute this laptop, but I'm not sure if it'll affect my. Let me click mute. See what happens. Okay, so I muted the laptop, the one that's broadcasting. Let me switch to. The broadcast that I'm broadcasting on. Let me see if it muted. Did it mute? Okay, it didn't mute my broadcast, which is good. So I muted the laptop where I'm broadcasting. So that'll stop the ads that just play automatically. And they're not really ads, they're like the videos. I hate how they play by themselves, you know? They should be like clickable. You know, it's the minute you go into the page, it starts talking. And I'm not sure if the words that it's talking is loud enough to where it blocks what I'm saying to where you might not be able to hear me. So I think it's better to have it muted. So I have the laptop that I'm streaming on. I have that muted. And I have the other laptop that's playing music. I don't have that one muted. So I have this laptop that's streaming the show is muted, but the sound's still going through, which it shows it there. I hope it's on playback, you know. So just go ahead and dive into the news right now real quick. I've simplified all the pages to where it's simple. You know, I clicked this link and it doesn't look like one that I clicked on. It looks like another one. I hate that, you know. I just the videos they play by themselves, you know. It's like it should be click to start. Okay, it's kind of far to read. Maybe if I can highlight, I can read it better. Because the words are like gray, you know. By highlighting it, it highlights it. Police are investigating a new person of interest in relation to the Las Vegas massacre. Can you believe that? That guy, that Paddock, the one that killed those people in Las Vegas, he had an accomplice. That's weird, right? Remember he killed 58 people and wounded more than... I remember when they said it was 500 at the time. It's almost 1,000 people he injured, man. Dang. Okay, so let's scroll down here. So supposedly there's someone else on the loose, man. Is he still in Vegas? Who knows, you know? All the information's in the video. I'm not going to go through that. I just wanted to just talk about, you know, the main thing was, you know, there's someone else on the loose that was involved in the shooting, you know, so gotta find him before they attack someone else, man. Did you guys hear about this? Tom Petty died of accidental drug overdose, medical examiner says. Now, it wasn't illegal drugs. It wasn't the bad ones. It was all prescription. And it's bad because a lot of times when you do prescription medicine, you think it's safer. You think that you can combine them and it won't do anything, you know. But just one molecule extra can overdose you. So you really have to be careful when you mix medication, you know. And these are pharmaceutical. Who would have known? You know, you could overdose of pharmaceuticals. So, you know, it wasn't illegal drugs, you know. I mean, from what I heard on TV, they said it wasn't illegal drugs. You know, maybe they might say it is later on. Did you guys hear about this? Inside Monaco's $48,000 a night Princess Grace Hotel suite. $48,000 a night. That's way too much, man. The greed is at an alarming high, and I'm telling you right now, all you greedy people out there that are swimming in materialism, God is going to place a curse on you all soon. And you all are going to get struck down unless you repent. So repent, man. Stop splurging with all your greed. And if you don't, you're going to be struck with a curse from God. I'm telling you, man. Did you guys hear about this? Bitcoin up $240,000. Here's your backdoor plan. Remember for a while, everyone was talking bad about Bitcoin, saying it's a bubble going to burst. Now they're saying, look at this, up $240,000. So Bitcoin is a good investment. You know, it's good to invest our money into things, and it's good to generate money and wealth, but use your money wisely. Don't splurge on material possessions. Use your money wisely. Help people out. Help charities out, you know. The top savings accounts rates for January 2018. It's hard to read this here. Okay, I thought it was going to have the best banks listed out. It doesn't. So, we'll just go ahead and skip that one right there. I thought it was going to simplify it. I mean, it does, but it's buried under all these words here. It's hard to just get to the point, you know. Israeli Arab leader slams Pence faith, will boycott Vice President's Knesset speech. I believe this is the first time Pence has gone overseas. So supposedly a lot of people are hating Pence. Like I said before, no one's perfect, you know, and we're never going to have that perfect candidate, you know. So, you know, we just got to support our president, whoever he is, you know. Because by helping our president, we'll better the country and better the world. So if there's things that people don't like about Trump, may them let Trump know somehow, and hopefully, you know, we can make Trump better. I'm not saying Trump is bad either, you know, but it could be with any president, you know. Even Hillary wasn't perfect, you know, and I'm not talking about the whole email thing. Or anything else, you know, in general. I'm just saying no one is perfect. So we're never going to have a Messiah for president. Only until Jesus returns. You know. You guys hear about this? Amazon to debut cashierless store in downtown Seattle. You know. I mean, they better have paid guards there, because if not, people are going to be robbing that store, you know. I mean, there's not even going to be anyone working there. It's crazy, you know. Like I said before, robotics, making everything, eliminating all our jobs is good, unless it shifts the idea, the whole fundamental idealism, into employing everyone at the same time, like my job shifting movement, where people work a few days a month and it pays all living expenses. And then you shift that job around to everyone else in an ABC order of the city population. Employs everyone. So that's where the future needs to be headed, you know. So if you could please tell everyone about that, I call it the SET bill, the Selective Employment Treaty. The Selective Employment Treaty is what it's called, the SET bill. And basically, a slogan for it is, when the SET bill passes, we will all be set, you know? So it's just an idea of utopia, and it can happen. A lot of haters say it won't, man, but, you know, the future's coming, man, you know? And so is Jesus, you know? So people say, is the future going to get better or worse until Jesus returns? Well, maybe both. 9/11 was bad, and, there's going to be more terrorist attacks. I hate to say. I can predict terrorist attacks through various forms, through dreams, through EVPs, and meditation. So I hope to predict things, and basically, I hope to foresee the future. I hope Jesus and God blesses me with the gift soon, and may He bless us all with the gift, Trash blasting lasers could help clean up space junk, China says. Well, it's kind of like the meteor, you blow up the meteor. But what if there's other fragments coming in? Maybe a space net might be better. Who knows? They have the theory. They put a rocket on an asteroid and they push it off course. So it's the same thing like this, but with lasers, it creates fragments. So who knows? Maybe you have multiple lasers that just keep breaking it down. I'm telling you, man, it's getting crazy. The asteroids are coming soon, and they may hit terrorist areas where they're hiding out, and I predict another ones maybe hit Russia again to send a strong warning to Putin, man, because he never gave back Ukraine land. He never gave back Crimea back to Ukraine when he invaded it. So he still got his blood. He still got that blood on his hands, man. And that's my theory on why God sent that meteor to Russia to warn him. But he hasn't repented. And he's all trying to act all Christian, doing the cross and all that, diving underwater in cold water, being baptized and all that. All that's propaganda. Putin is not a good guy. Stand back, way back. Flu virus can be spread just by breathing. Scientists now say people do not even have to cough just to contract the flu. If they're talking to you, and just by breathing that in, you can get the flu now also. That's what they're saying. Mostly all this time, everyone thought it's only by a sneeze or cough, by throwing spores out. They say no, even just by breathing in. That's crazy, right? And so we got 3 more news articles and we're done. And then we'll start talking. It's 7:30, right on track. We'll just haven't really thought of a topic today. I thought of maybe something, and it's gonna have to do with the Tide Pods people are eating, and people are the blue whale challenge, and people stopping their breath to get high, stuff like that. Those are going to be a topic I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Scientists unravel bizarre mystery of mass antelope deaths. Well, it's weird because remember the bees that have been mysteriously disappearing? I think the bees are being raptured by God as a sign to the world that the rapture is coming. So maybe these bees right here, maybe they're disappearing through a rapture, just like maybe now other animals are being raptured, like antelopes, So they say they let me see if I can read what it says real quick, because like I said, a lot of this is a lot of reading, and I just want to get to the good stuff, 60,000 antelopes died in 4 days. No one knows why. So these aren't just disappearing; they're actually being killed. Now, is it some kind of cult? Is it extraterrestrials? I doubt it. I doubt extraterrestrials exist. If they do, maybe underground in laboratories right now, but they wouldn't let them go out like that and killing animals, And and if they were from space, they wouldn't be doing stuff like that. They'd be landing in the White House lawn, So I don't believe extraterrestrials. I do believe extraterrestrials exist, but I think they live like in caveman planets. They're not evolved yet. And the past planets, which actually have futuristic technology, I think their planet has been ended through a rapture because they got too out of hand with science and human cloning and hybrids, the same that they're doing now, So just like how the other planets in the past got too crazy with science, I think it's happening on our planet right now. You know, we are at that time, you know, where prophecy is becoming fulfilled. And the prophecy of the mark of the beast could be human clones and hybrids. And the last news story, I already read that one. Trash blasting lasers could help clean up space junk, China says. They didn't have a whole bunch of lasers for that, you know. Okay, so we got through the news section there. See, now that I have it organized, what I do is I load the pages before I start the show. Because last time I started the show and started loading the pages and it was making everything freeze. So now I know. Load the pages first, give it a little bit of time to load, 5-10 minutes, and then broadcast the show and you're good to go. You know, so I have the news articles organized good now. The show is running very smooth and organized. I'm not running the show on my HP because last time it crashed. It had to restart because it's a 64-bit and they do that time to time. They're made just for gaming. And they're made just for gaming. And I recently put memory in this HP. And when you recently put memory, that could cause that. So the MacBook never has a problem. So, you know, I always keep broadcasting through the MacBook, you know. I like both, you know. I like Mac, I like PC, I like iPhone, I like Droid, you know. It's like I don't choose one over the other, you know. I mean, they each have their own good I don't want to say abilities. They each have their good ups and downs, basically, you know. Macs run programs better. PC has more variety of software. It's easier for gaming and stuff, and you know, it's more like doing other stuff, like you know, other things. You know, I mean, each has their own aspects, basically. You know. So I'll take a sip of soda real quick. I drink diet soda. I don't drink no sugar carbs. Gotta stay away from that. And with diet soda, don't drink too much of it because, you know, the sucralose and all that's not good either. Drink small amounts of Diet Coke only. So, now that it's about 7:38, let's see if, let's check back on the game. Let's see if the game's over already. Let's see here. 2 minutes left. Still same score. Vikings 7, Eagles 38. Well, we know who won that game. It's really sad because I wanted to see the Vikings versus the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. You know, that would have been cool. Both underdogs, you know. So, yeah, you know, because the Eagles and the Patriots, you know, they go like almost all the time, you know, every year. It's always the same teams. And people say, oh, it must be rigged. It's always the same teams going. You know, who's to say if it's rigged or not, you know? Maybe they're just good teams. Who knows? I'm not a bandwagoner. I'm not going to just say, oh, my favorite team is this now because they always win. You know, it's like, nah, you know? So, yeah, well, basically, right here's a good time to break from the music now. I found an easier way to do it. Just click mute. Just click mute. Okay. So now is a good time to break from the music. Do it about 15 minutes with no music because I don't want to do too much music. So I thought of the topic I would talk about today is all these challenges that people are doing, right? Like on YouTube, there's the good challenges, you know, like challenges that are family friendly, challenges that are cool, challenges that are safe, you know. And then you get the bad challenges, like a Tide Pod challenge, where people dare people to do stupid things like eating Tide Pods, you know, or the Blue Whale challenge. I'm not sure if you all heard But the blue whale challenge, see, I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was, for when I first heard it, I thought it was you get a razor and on your veins right here on your wrist, you keep drawing a whale in. And if you cut too much in your vein, you bleed to death and die. So I thought that's what it was at first. And they still say it's that. But while you do that, you do it little by little, supposedly. And then people on the internet, they dare you to do like weird, evil things, you know? Like beat this person up or steal from this or do this crazy thing, you know? And it's like, it's crazy. And then it gets sheer demonic where say, kill this person, do this, do that. You know, now when it goes into killing someone or even harming yourself, like cutting your wrist and all that, you know, that right there, you know, YouTube's trying to ban that, which is good. But, you know, there's people putting videos like that all the time. It's hard to crack down on it. And, you know, they do it little by little, you know, they keep cracking down on these evil challenges, you know. The blue whale challenge is crazy, you know. It reminds me on how these 3 girls, they killed that girl in a forest. Remember that story? And they said, oh, they did it to please Slender Man. Tall mythical figure created by cyberspace. The most things, you know, the most evilest things imagined, you know. So it's getting crazy, man, you know. So the blue whale challenge, watch out for. You know, there's warning signs. Count your Tide Pods. I'm serious, you know. A lot of people are making it sound like a joke, you know, this thing. Because people are eating Tide Pods, detergent, you know, I mean, it goes back to when people used to make fun of it and say, oh, you smoking Drano? You know, it's like, it goes way back, you know, to when people start, you know, taking lightly of chemicals and substances, you know. So like, there's people that start out with a little bit of detergent, and they do it also to get a high out of it. But also, it's like, you know, this stupid dare. It's just basically people daring each other. Tide Pods one day, then the next day it could be some other chemical, you know. So it's getting crazy, you know. And I heard that they have these incense that are made out of opium. Now that's the same stuff that heroin is made out of. So do people really get a high off that? Is it good to light those opium incense? I don't think so, you know. But they're not illegal, you know. Those opium incense are legal. So it makes you wonder, you know. Like, remember Spice? It was at a synthetic form, supposedly an alternative to a marijuana. And they're saying, oh, well, at least people aren't using marijuana. Well, people have been dying from Spice. People don't die from marijuana, you know. And, like, people that were smoking Spice, a lot of people were dying from it. You get very sick. What it is, Spice is basically an incense. So you're smoking an incense. And just a very little amount can make you sick, you know, to the point of even killing you, you know. So you have to watch out, you know, for all these dangerous trends coming, all these dares that people are doing, you know, the blue whale challenge. And also I want to talk about people are like asphyxiating themselves, basically like hanging themselves, but not all the way, just to get a high. It cuts the blood pressure in your brain, so you get like a high out of it, you know. People stop breathing. It goes all the way back to when people used to hold their breath underwater, you know. I mean, which child has never done that? Every child has held their breath underwater. But this is like at a more extreme form. This is like to where you're no longer just holding your breath for a minute. You're holding your breath for like 10, 20 minutes like Chris Angel does, like David Blaine. You know, all that kind of publicity stunts and daredevil stuff is against what God wants. God doesn't want a generation of people to be thrill seekers and death defiers, you know. That goes even in to skydiving, you know. What if your chute messes up? What if your second one messes up? Your parachute messes up, you know, and you die from that. You die from skydiving. You know, it's almost kind of like committing suicide, even though people say, "Oh, well, skydiving is regulated; it's safe." You know, nothing about falling a million miles up from the sky is safe at all. You know, so they're still risking their lives. I mean, yes, airplanes are safer. Um, you rarely hear of planes going down, so I'm not knocking the airline industry. You know, God bless all the pilots out there that do their job, you know, and they keep everyone safe, you know, so airplanes, on a scale of 1 to 100, airplanes are maybe a 5% danger. I mean, you never hear them going down all the time, so I'm not knocking the airline industry. Me personally, I would never fly because I'm afraid of heights. It's not the fact that I'm afraid of being so high up. It's the fear of falling and dying. That's what makes you afraid of it. You know, like when I drive in my car and I'm going over the bridge on top in the center of El Paso called the Spaghetti Bowl. You know, I'm not afraid. Like, oh my God, it's so high up here. I'm not afraid because you know you're just driving on a bridge. You're still connected to land. You know, did you know those bridges can still collapse and tumble? But that's mostly the older bridges, you know. But who knows? It can even happen to newer ones if they degrade at a certain amount. So what a lot of people think is safe, maybe it really isn't that safe. You know, I mean, yes, driving on a bridge like that is way safer than skydiving, you know, obviously, you know. But basically, carrying on the topic of these dares, you know, I haven't really thought of any other ones, you know. I guess I'll go ahead and pull up a quick Google search to see what kind of dares are people doing. You know, are there other ones that I haven't heard of? Maybe if I bring some to light right now, I could tell you of all the other dares. So let's see. Let's put crazy. Wait a minute here. Let's put crazy. Cray, man. It's cray. I'm telling you. Crazy dares. Because they call them challenges also, but the technical word is dare. Crazy dares people are doing. You know, see, they call them a challenge to trying to get away from that dare word and not make it look so taboo. They say, "Oh, a challenge," like it's something fun. They try to make it more fun. You know, people doing dares. You know, it goes back to when you get the knife and you go through your fingers. People are still doing that. You know, it's like. It's crazy, you know. You could stab a nerve, you could puncture a vein and die, you know. But people still do it every day, you know. Let's see here. Oh, I thought I was looking on Google. Yeah, it's showing me on YouTube, but I clicked all. Oh no, let's see here. It's not defining all the ones. See the 60 dare party ideas for adults? That's different. That's like safe, you know. I'll still look through that one. All the obscene ones I won't be able to mention because this show is a PG rated clean show. So that's pretty much all I found. I mean, I guess the only real thing I have to look through is the adult dares, you know. But most of them are going to be safe, you know. And all the obscene ones, I can't mention that on the show. So, I hope this link has it to where it's simple, easy to read. Like, you know, stuff like this is like not really, you know, this is not dangerous, you know. Start belly dancing in a circle of players or between customers in a bar. I mean, that's like, you know. Now, this is wrong. Order a pizza or takeout delivery to a next door neighbor. Unless you know them really good and you're going to pay them for it, you know, I mean, if you don't end up paying for it, you know, that's not good. That's illegal, you know. So that right there could be a crime. You order a pizza to your neighbor, pay it, you know. So, you know, unless you're going to pay for the pizza, you know, then, you know, those are basically going on into pranks. You know, pranks, if done right, if they don't hurt anyone, I'm all in favor for, you know, good pranks, you know. Even the people being pranked, they'll enjoy the humor out of it as long as it's not bad, you know. You have to know the line on is a prank good or bad, you know. You don't want them getting angry, you know, and causing fights, you know. I mean, calling the cops and where a prank could become a crime. You have to know when can a prank become a crime, you know. Let's see here. That's stupid. There's some stupid ones. Dance like a ballerina instead of regular walking. You know, yeah, maybe only for girls. You know, I mean, come on. Let's see here. I'm trying to keep this very PG rated. Pretend someone else's hair is on fire. You know, I mean, that can make someone angry. You know, you have to really know the limits, you know. I mean, there's pranks all the time, you know, like you tape the um the faucet and the sprayer, you tape it with clear tape, and when people turn it on, it gets them wet. But you know, if you do that to your parents, they could get very angry, you know. Even if you do it to a close friend, where they still get angry. You don't want to get beaten up, you know. You don't want it to be, you know, really bad, you know. But it goes through all the time when you know, people would write on Sharpies when people are asleep. You know, there's people that really, really take it to heart and really get angry about it, you know. That they just like, I mean, of course, you know, you have stuff, a Sharpie written on you when you're asleep and you can't wash it off. You know, I mean, stuff like that is stuff that God does not want us to be doing. But yet it happens all the time, you know. Teenagers don't care. They don't care. They don't think about, oh, does God approve of this? You know, they just, you know, they don't think about that. They just want to live for the next big laugh, the next big thrill, you know. And like this generation, I'm not saying this generation, you know, any generation, you know, they need to you know, not be so crazy, you know. You don't have to be labeled a square just to not be crazy, you know. So stuff like that is not good, you know. It's not good to write Sharpies on people when they're asleep, you know. Yeah, it may seem fun at first and it's just like a silly thing, but no, it has potential effects, you know, that can have all, you know, it can have really bad effects, you know what I mean? People get killed for stuff like that, you know. I can't believe people actually get killed on pranks like this. You have to know how far can a prank go, you know. Let's see. Is there anyone's here? See, this is kind of like talking about the topic of challenges and stuff. It's just more in a different form of pranking, you know. I'm all for pranking if it's done right, you know. Everyone loves to have a good laugh. Just make sure it's not that bad, you know. You don't have to go on the crazy side just for it to be fun and funny, you know. So, you know, just make sure it's done right and think of new ways, you know. You know, it's like prank to the point now where it makes people angry, you know. Like those shock pins. I ordered a shock pin. I thought it would be like less of a jolt. It's really bad. And I'm wondering, how is this affecting my heart here? You know, those shock pins are available to kids, you know. You don't even need to be 18-year-old to buy it. Some places, some items you do, but, you know, for the most part, any kid can buy it, you know. So That's another thing. I don't recommend shock pins because it may affect people's hearts, especially old people and even young people, like the very young, So avoid shock pins. Those aren't good. And, clowns did that so long, the shaking the hand. If it's at a low voltage, but mainly look for more like it just vibrates. Because when it vibrates, there's no electricity going through. So I would recommend that, like a shock pin that just vibrates and doesn't really like sting so much. So like this was actually a very good topic. I thought I would just talk about these three challenges as they're calling it. But now I'm finding so much other ones. Prank calling, come on. Certain prank calls can become crimes. There's a certain line of prank calling. Some of these are stupid. Start singing out of a popular song, but sing it opera style. I mean, it's kind of funny, but all the time we kind of get old. That is funny once in a while, but all the time, like, nah. I mean, opera. I mean, that one. Come up with a famous person in your group that looks like a celebrity. See, that's not really a challenge or a dare, though. Without warning, turn to a friend and give them a punch on their arm. Now, it depends. A light tap or like a big one and bruise, and they get angry and start fighting. I mean, come on. You know, tell someone to give them back something that they kept when they didn't. Stuff like that's like how long would you carry that on to you get in a fight? This one, do a death scene out of nowhere in public, act dramatic as you can. Yeah, and get the cops called on you. You know, you see how time like you get run over. I mean, you don't do that right, you could really die. Okay, so it's going on 7:57. We started the show like at 7:10, so we have about 10 more minutes. Halfway, so about rushing it up really quick. Do your best impersonation of the person to your left. That's kind of like repeating. Simon said, like copying what someone else does. That's been around so long. Draw your clothes back to front like crisscross did. Let's see what else. Put an ice cube down your friend's shirt. Yeah, I mean that could really cause a fight right there. It's kind of like the what's that called, the ice bucket challenge. Yeah, you do an ice bucket challenge to someone who doesn't know, it could really be a big fight right there. Some of those ice bucket challenges are fake. They put fake cubes and they pour it to make it look like they're really cold water, but it's warm. Go to your neighbor and ask them for food. That's crazy. Act possessed. Pretend you're possessed. I mean, yeah, you do that in church. That is not good. This one, spin someone around 10 times to make them dizzy. I mean, that's crazy. How can you really do that if they don't want to get spun? Eat a spoonful of mustard or Tabasco sauce. People were doing. See, this is another one. You know, the cinnamon challenge. Remember, I'm not sure if people were eating a whole bunch of cinnamon and breathing it in, and like they were like suffocating and dying. You know, that's a big one. The cinnamon challenge that people forgot about. That one right there is dangerous. You know, and parents should know about all these and should watch for the warning signs. That way, if it happens to their kid, they can prevent them from dying. It becomes a very serious thing, you know. You wouldn't want your kids to be dying from this stuff, you know. So it becomes very, very serious when you start used to this, you know. Let's see here. Almost wrapping it up. I'll go ahead and bring back the music again just for a little bit to close it out. Oh, that's right. I'm going to need to be doing the EVPs for a little bit real quick. So go ahead and have the music silenced. Tell other people to start doing a conga line in public. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. Ask for diet water in your nearest fast food joint. Well, yeah, they have those vitamin waters and all that. It's a thing. They're trying to act like that's not a thing that is. Like diet, like sugar-free vitamin water, you know? Especially that flavored water. They have sugar-free diet flavored water, you know? But yeah, they wouldn't have that at fast food places. That's funny. Put your headphones on in the store and start dancing to your music in public. As wacky as you can. Pretend you're a celebrity and asking for autographs. That's pretty funny. Oh, I remember this one. Go to your ATM, withdraw some cash, and start shouting, "Oh my God, I won the lottery again." I remembered Roman Atwood. He almost got in hot water, taking a bunch of people that he was robbing an ATM, that he was getting a whole bunch of money, and he was like pretending it wasn't his. And he almost got in trouble. He got the cops called on him. He even went to court because of it, you know. And good thing he won, you know, because if he didn't, he would have either had to pay a fine or a couple months in jail, you know. So, an example on if a prank becomes too much, you could go to jail for it. So, you know, you don't want to risk that, you know. Let's see here. Start barking like a dog at everyone you meet. You know, you pretend to act all crazy. I mean, there's people that really do that, and they really are crazy, man. I see people walk down streets, pretend like they're cars. Say, "Hey, get out of my way." Maybe they're just trying to get a laugh. You know, they like the attention. Who knows? Maybe people are really that crazy. You know. That's stupid. This is a stupid one here. Walk down the street or around the room like a zombie or Egyptian or sleepwalking. Now, sleepwalking I can understand. But an Egyptian or a zombie, I mean, come on. This sounds kind of cheesy, you know. I remember this one, Roman Atwood almost got in trouble also. Wear a bathing robe in public, in stores, of course, and get everyone to think that you're just in a bathrobe, you know. High five the most strangers you can in 60 seconds. Bow to every stranger you meet. Tell them it was an honor to meet them. So that's about it, you know. Mostly a lot of that stuff aren't really the dangerous challenges like I was talking about. Those are just like simple little pranks and things like that, you know. But I did highlight some of the severe ones, you know. People are still doing the cinnamon challenge. People are still, you know, asphyxiating themselves, stopping their breath to get high, you know. That's almost as bad as doing lean, what people are doing now. And they're getting high off cough medicine, you know. They're trying to hallucinate on cough medicine, you know. And that slows down your heart and you could die of a heart attack, you know. So all that stuff, you know, it's very bad. There's people who are very messed up on lean, as they call it, you know. It's not lean. It don't make your body lean like muscles. No, it makes you like lean on a wall, you know. Sadly, that's what rap music's becoming, you know. Like there's a rapper named Lil Xanax that he's gonna change his name. God bless Lil Peep. He sadly passed away from overdose. I think was on lean, you know. So it's sad. A lot of rappers are overdosing on that, and even Lil Wayne also, he almost did. You know, so it's sad how that's becoming the trend. You know, why is everyone, you know, overdosing on cough medicine becoming the newest trend? You know. So, you know, that's basically that. You know, we covered all the trends that are coming out, you know, all these dangerous dares that are called challenges, you know. So those are ones to watch out for. I believe I talked about a lot of really good, important topics tonight. So this was a good broadcast tonight. I hope I'm doing my part to raise awareness in this serious topic, you know. We'll go ahead and end it out with two of the GhostCom apps on the iPhone. I was going to do one on the other phone, one each, but I don't know. I just kind of want to have the show a little bit different every day, time to time, you know. There's going to be big surprises coming soon, you know. So we'll go ahead and do two of these. Oh, I reset. Let me do it again. We'll just go ahead and do just this one. Don't want to have the show go on too long, so we'll just do this one only. Takes a while to load, but it's worth it. It's a really good app. Okay, I thought I closed the broadcast page for a second. Okay, so it's almost done loading. Thank you everyone for tuning in the show tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe. you know, as well to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to take this show to the top soon. I hope I can reach 1 million viewers every day. I hope I can reach 15 million subscribers, like the top YouTubers. So it's inspiring, man. If they made it, we all can make it as well, right? Let's see here. This does not make any sense at all. Okay, I see the words yourself, get, life, magic, your kiss too. Okay, so if I could piece this together, it'd be like, oh my God, man, this is like, get yourself to magic, life, kiss. I mean, I really don't know what to make of this EVP here. You know, I'll go ahead and do one on the other phone. I believe I had the phone here, no? I might not be able to find the other phone right now. I don't know where it's at. I think I need to look for it. I could have sworn I had it here. Oh, well, we'll go ahead and... I thought I had the other phone here. I hate it when that happens. Oh, well, we'll go ahead and do one more on this one. I didn't really like that one. That one, like... Oh, no. That didn't make any sense at all. We'll do this last one. Hopefully we get a good message on this one. Okay, it says remove finger and await your message. Hopefully I get the Holy Spirit talk to me. You see, I want to hear angels from God. It's happened before. I received messages from angels, you know. So for a lot of people to say, oh, it's dabbling in witchcraft and the occult and this and that. No, man. You know. Not if done for God. There's a difference, you know. Yes, people are using EVPs when they talk to spirits for bad reasons. You know. Then there's people who use EVPs for good reasons, you know. And it don't take a rocket scientist to see that if it's done right, there's nothing wrong with it, you know. Haters say, oh, it's all a deception, it's all dabbling, witchcraft, and occult, you know, just they're so close-minded to the great beyond that they don't open their mind up to the Most High, you know. So I see these words, body horizons, enthusiast is enthusiast. It sounds like it's trying to say enthusiasm or something. This word, enthusias, enthusiast. It's like enthusiasm is what it's trying to say. So, enthusiasm is the body to the horizons. Basically sounds like it's saying the rapture here. It's talking about the rapture. You see that? Enthusiasm. Let us keep our enthusiasm of our bodies going into the horizon. What it says here. Let us keep filling ourselves with the extreme joy and bliss of our Lord's return. So, we'll end it off on that note. Signing out. This is Gabriel Riel, Rise Atlantis. God bless you all. Peace.